Yeah, it's ThinKing, y'all.
And we have our other host, this other host, AC on the way, and also
Dior is on the way as well.
And also the other part.
We're gonna be talking to ThinKing about the new EP project.
There you go.
Also, we're gonna talk about Family Fest.
Yep. This is the second year we done talked about Family Fest.
Yeah, we've been on for the past 2 years for Family Fest.
Man,
And this year just went down again.
And it wasn't necessarily Family Fest this time.
It didn't go down like the year before, but it went
Family
down.
Fest. It was ignorance at Family Fest.
Ignorance.
Turn it down. Yes, sir. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Tune in every Wednesday, 8 p.m. We are running late this tonight. Like I just put on Facebook, we will be starting a little bit later today. So I want to thank y'all for tuning in.
Basically, gonna just have to walk in and jump on the mic. What's up, y'all? I'm here. This your boy AC.
That's cool.
Like we in the second
And the
segment.
remnant was in the making, man.
That remnant in the making, yeah.
Man, I was listening to Christ Wave 1 and 2 today. I was like, yo, these dudes.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man. I mean,
Show
bring the
49.
Lord glory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see me. Sarah Robinson, what's going on, girl? I'm always happy to see you on.
She's not happy to see you.
Wow.
49.
49. What we doing for the 50th?
Siege and DJ News will be on next week.
Word.
50th show, half a century.
But tonight we talk about ThinKing.
ThinKing.
Let's go. Every day, I'm living on the shine. That royal life.
Hey,
Just to let us in. We did it cause did it cause he loved us. Hey. Cause he loved us. Yeah. Yeah. Represent for that royal life and I'm on it.
Yeah, let AC do it.
On it. I want it. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jay Will, and you are now tuned in to another episode of Urban City Radio, where we bring you the sounds of boots on the ground.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Ice and our homeboy AC. The future will be here in a moment. And tonight, we're going to talk to ThinKing. We got Vito in here. Dior will be here in a little bit. Going to talk about that new project, the ThinKing EP, the first actual EP release.
Yeah.
And then also we're going to talk about Family Fest, what happened at Family Fest, how everything went down, and things that happened after Family Fest. We're going to talk about that also. But Jay, tell them why we do the show.
Yeah, so the reason we do this show, we believe there is a resurgence of believers being called back to the city to claim the gospel of Jesus Christ. I got into the song for a minute. And we want to highlight the usage of Christian hip-hop in urban ministry and urban missions. Boot up.
Yeah, So again, thank you again for tuning in. If you are tuning in live on Facebook, thank you for tuning in live on Facebook. Also tuning in live on YouTube, live, Spreaker. You can catch us on the Freethinkers radio app.
On that YouTube.
So, hey, if you guys want to watch, you can watch us anyway. Catch up on the previous shows. But we're going to be talking to ThinKing. We're going to reiterate that. We're going to go to the break.
This is my joint, but I'm on it. Hold on, is this the remix?
This is the remix, but it's not going to be the full part. It's not the full song.
I got you. Yo, when I heard this joint, though, y'all killed this song, dog.
hey, man.
And the fact y'all dropped the music video in the middle of summer with snow in it, that was dope.
That was dope. These cats will drop that. I don't know. Where did y'all go? To New York?
No, we went to Atlanta, man. It was a big ice storm or something down there. I don't know if y'all remember.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why we just got up and decided to go down there at that particular time, but we was down there when it was icing and all that, man.
So you guys drove to
in the ice.
In the middle of the ice.
Hold on, was that the ice storm when people was like stuck on the highway and stuff?
People was stuck on the highway.
And y'all out there shooting music videos.
Yeah, but we didn't experience that. We just was in the midst of it, you know what I mean? We was getting through everywhere we need to go.
But y'all was on it though.
Yeah, we was on it, man.
So I was on it. Yo, these mugs had like the gooseneck. Remember the gooseneck jacket?
Hey man,
They
I think Dior had the fur hood.
Yeah.
So if you guys do not know what's going on, man, you can to ThinKing.com, right?
I am ThinkingKingdom.com.
That's it.
I am ThinkingKingdom.com.
So you go check out the video on the website. Also, go ahead and purchase the new project, ThinKing EP.
Yeah. Yo, also, if y'all on that IamThinkingKingdom.com, yo, they got some Kingdom Jewels on that mug, which is just some blog posts. Yo, these cats be going in talking about some stuff from the Bible.
Like you, bro. I'm trying to be like you, man. You need to school me, man.
Man,
I'm new stuff to write about.
I'm gonna tell you, just like I told Dior, like as I was going through systematic theology and other stuff, I was listening to y'all music and get revelation.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm humble, man. Glory be to y'all, man. That's dope right there. That's fine.
Sierra, what's up?
Sierra blessed in the house, blessed in the
Killing stages and stuff. Yo, we're back, Urban City Radio. And if y'all missing us on Facebook Live, you need to tune in every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. We have some fun stuff goes on behind the scenes, man. So, yo, you just want to make sure y'all just tune in every Wednesday night. But, yo, we're back, Urban City Radio. And tonight, we're going to be talking about Family Fest. We're going to start off talking about Family Fest, what happened on Family Fest. Also, we're going to talk about the ThinKing EP. And, you know, just let them know, hey, what's happening? So, Jay, you were at Family Fest. Tell them about what happened at Family Fest.
Yo, Family Fest was pretty dope, man. There was some good artists out there. Honestly, I came for D1. D1 smashed the stage. Dude jumped out with the crowd. He was the first. He set the tone for a lot of people that's going to come to Family Fest in the next few years, honestly.
But you forgot about our ladies, our female.
Oh, yeah. Yo, shout out to Sierra Blessed in the house, Miss Chosen, Blue Eye Soul,
Kyle
Eden, doggone.
Tina and Lil Chosen.
There you go. Shout out. Female Cypher, South Carolina female Cypher, they got to bless the stage. It was all hype on the stage.
Yeah, I ain't get to make it out there. I heard it was live though. Shout out to all y'all ladies.
I seen it.
Yo, but yeah, they got to kill the stage. Like, yeah. They were the first female rappers to perform at Family Fest.
Word. That's what's up.
That's
dope. AC, what about your
They made
experience?
history.
Oh yeah, what's going on?
Welcome,
everybody?
AC.
Yeah, just sneaking in. Yeah, but yeah, man, Family Fest was exciting, man. Just like you said, the ladies, they tore up the stage, man. I'm glad I got to see the footage. And then D1, of course, you know, it was just a great experience, man, for real.
Word.
But that wasn't the only thing that happened at Family Fest, huh?
As usual, you know, last year we had some things happen at Family Fest, and this year something happened also. You know, after the actual whole D1 smash, I seen it on Facebook Live. This cat really smashed on stage and off stage because they weren't allowed to allow the kids to come on stage. So he came out into the crowd and interacted with the crowd itself. Had a great time. Everyone enjoyed him, and looked like he enjoyed everyone else. But afterwards, after the rain started coming down, he got approached by someone that kind of tell him what
It was supposed to be a pastor. Now, if this is your pastor, I want you to tune in. I want to talk to y'all because we need to talk about your pastor. But supposedly, a pastor approached D1 and said that he wasn't glorifying God, that he was exalting himself, and basically said, you know, you ain't doing this for Jesus. You telling people to follow you. You ain't telling them to follow Jesus.
But one thing I like about the video that D1 did, he came from the standpoint, it's not the correction that bothered me. It was the way that he came with the correction. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That to me was one of the things that I was like, okay, I can respect D1's perspective. It's not that I can't accept correction. It's just that if you're trying to correct me and you're saying you're coming, you know, to check me in the spirit, then there's a biblical way of how that's done. And you know what I'm saying? So, and that's the thing that I kind of like. Shout out to Dior, just walked in the building. Peace. But yeah, so it's like, you know, that's the mindset that that I kind of looked at it with, you know, okay, so you're saying you're trying to correct him. So what was your purpose? Like, were you really trying to correct something that you felt like he did wrong? Or like D1 said, were you merely just trying to make yourself famous off of his name?
Well, see, it goes a step further because D1 told his side of the story, but a couple people that was actually at Family Fest that saw the pastor and saw what he did, the pastor then spoke and said he was a prophet and that God wasn't pleased, and he prayed for rain, and that's why it started raining. Now, how did it start raining after D1 set? You know, I don't understand. If God wasn't pleased, wouldn't he shut it down before D1 did what he did? But
I would think so. That's just my whole thing. He would. I mean, it would have happened if it. And people have to. You have to understand that it's just how the package was set up. People was receiving the message out of a different package, which was not normal for Family Fest.
Yeah.
So, last year they had Canton Jones come through, and it was totally different. This year they actually have a Christian rapper that came through, and really gave the message and really spoke about the kingdom. But they just wasn't. Some people didn't accept that, and those that may not have accepted it is like, I'm going to try to shut them down.
And I can look at it from a different standpoint because, okay, like you said, not a lot of what he said was as direct. It wasn't like he was out there screaming Jesus, Jesus, Jesus the whole time he was performing. But I believe that, even if you look at it in a more of a parable, he still was expressing the kingdom in a way. But sometimes people can be so specific about things. I need you to hear say the exact name. I need you to hear say this, say that, say this. So if you're not saying this, that, and the third while you're up there, then you're not basically on the same side that I'm on. And I guess that was the standpoint that he was trying to have. But my question is, in the same aspect, okay, so if that's the issue that you have, and it's a genuine issue, here's a person that's basically saying this and saying that, and you're trying to approach them and try to figure out why they stand the way they stand. Look, once again, what is your approach and what is the reason for your approach? Are you generally trying to help them, guide them, or are you trying to hurt them, embarrass them?
Right.
Because you know what I'm saying, if you're speaking correction, the Bible, it clearly gives an example of how you're supposed to walk out that correction, you know what I'm saying, especially if it's a brother to brother. But I think that's the kind of issue I have with it. Is like, you're trying to record it, you're trying to do a Facebook Live, you're trying to embarrass the man about how you feel he should have handled himself. You don't understand what kind of contract he's on with the label that he signed to. You don't understand what what kind of limitations is put in as far as his music is concerned. You don't understand none of that. So you didn't try to understand any of that. And I think a lot of times that's where a lot of people kind of fall back. You don't get to know the person. You just does the action.
Well, I remember Dior on Assassin's Creed. You did a track talking to Mother Gibbs.
Right.
Like I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, "Yo, what is he doing?"
Yeah.
But as I was listening to the track, one thing you was talking about was that that churchianity spirit.
Right.
Not I ain't gonna say religious, because religion isn't a bad thing if done in proper context.
Right. And just to build on that, I mean, we got to just keep in mind that what we do is not really the norm.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Just period. Like in church culture, whatever. It's not really. Just go ahead and say it's not really cool. Like it's not really accepted.
What?
So and that was just me just taking a stance for my fellow artists. I know it's a struggle. I know you being faithful to your church and you're faithful to your ministry, and you want your church to support you. But listen, expect the struggle.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And be humble in that respect and in that regard. Be humble because you know what's coming. You know the persecution.
Exactly.
You know the rejection is coming. The Lord already told you. They're not gonna like you. You know what I'm saying? And especially in the kingdom when you're doing music. You know what I'm saying?
I think that's the thing. It's kind of like Jesus had to manifest himself in the physical flesh.
Yeah.
He had to be incarnate amongst the people that he was sent to.
Yeah.
He'd been trying to communicate to them the whole time. So he actually had to come down in a form that they understood, that they could see, that it was tangible to them, or at least he spoke their language.
Yeah.
And I think throughout history and throughout culture, that's exactly what God has been doing with his artists and his Levites that he's building up. He's just manifesting himself. Yeah. So we could speak to a certain culture, but I think every time it's a manifestation of God taking place on earth, people with old wine skins don't always they don't get it.
But I mean, even in looking at the aspect of the church, I mean, if you look at it from a different aspect too, at the same time, it's a different genre of music. If I talk to my mama don't listen to rap.
Right.
Period. You know what I'm saying? Just because that's not what she listened to growing up, that's not her genre of music.
Right.
Doesn't matter if it's good, doesn't matter if it's bad. She might accept some, but her thing is, Frankie Beverly and Maze and all those, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what they grew up and that's their genre of music and that's what they love. So you think about it from that aspect, a lot of people that when we talk about the church, a lot on the rejection that we deal with the church, a lot of what we're talking about is people who probably don't even listen to rap anyway.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So of course they're not just rejecting Christian rap, they're just rejecting rap period.
And you got to look at it too on this standpoint. it's not meant for those that are in the church. we always and we hear it more than some, because Dave will tell you that's not it. That's not what it's for. It's a bridge to bridge the gap to bring those that are trying to get into church to get into church. Yeah. And if you can't as an artist, and this was one thing we want to say also, we're not bashing the church, because the church is who we are. We are becoming that whole standpoint around the body of Christ. So we have to become together. We got to unify each other and understand that this is not meant for this. In some areas the church is going to work, and some is not.
Yeah, we'll be right back. Boot up. And just kind of jumping off what you said, one thing I want, because we say that a lot, it's not meant for the church. And that is true to a certain extent. Mm-hmm. It is not meant for the church, but okay, cool, it's an evangelistic tool. But what is an evangelistic tool today becomes a universal language tomorrow. Right. So, you know what I'm saying, that concept of it's not meant for the church is only talking about the church that doesn't listen to that language. You see what I'm saying? So once we start evangelizing the church and bringing people in that does listen to that language, it becomes meant for the church, because now people in the church listen to that language.
Right. Yeah, and a couple of things that's on Facebook also. Sarah was saying that the enemy will use any route he can to cause discord and try to divide.
Absolutely.
That's number one. And then what Sierra says is it's a struggle because it ain't for the church. We're trying to reach those that ain't in the church, and that goes back to what AC was saying. Like you said, it becomes a universal language, and everyone has to build off of that. And then
Dustin was what I like.
Everything was working out pretty well until AC came in.
Yeah. AC came in the picture.
Came in out of nowhere. Dustin understands we work in the same building, so he knows what time I got off the clock.
Yeah, I mean, when I was at Family Fest, because I didn't even catch D1's performance. I came out there to support my sisters, really, because I wanted to make sure I was out there to support them. You know what I'm saying? And I knew D1 was going to come, but I knew he was going to probably be the finale. But I just left right after they performed, and I didn't even really catch it. But what I did catch and notice was that right after the Queens went up there and manifested, we had to go back to the gospel song. We had to do it because the Saints was sitting out there in the front row. And they was telling me and other brothers to get out the way, because we was all trying to go to the front and support, because that's really what we wanted to do.
Right. Yeah.
But they had to give us the the old school hymnal, or the church song.
The old school hymnal.
Not the hymnal, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get you.
Right after the hip hop came on, they went right back to the old school church stuff, and that they had to do that. I noticed that. Yeah,
you have to intertwine the crowd.
Yeah.
You got to understand what you do have and what you do and what you have.
Right.
Do you know that you're going to have those? Family Fest is for those most of the traditional Baptist church.
Right.
That's what it's for.
Don't say Baptist, because it ain't just for
okay. Traditional church. I'll say for
we're not against Baptists.
We are against them.
but for the traditional side of things, it's pretty much that's what most of the crowd is for. And then you had some of the youth that was there that's what the hip hop was for. Yeah. And it kind of blended in together, and that's why I think they did a good job.
Well, I think the thing is, sometimes we get so caught up in preference that we don't look at the Bible and realize when it says in Revelation that every nationality, every tongue will profess. Every tongue? So it's going to be people up there that got different cultures, that different ideologies, even different language. They sing different than me. Mm-hmm. They going to be up there singing to the same God I sing to. And it might not sound like how I sing.
Exactly.
Yeah. One thing I do, I guess, I don't know about y'all, but I kind of do appreciate, though, is the fact that, even though this might have happened, it's still a step in the right direction that they had the Christian Hip Hop Cypher.
Yeah, absolutely.
That they had D1 at Family Fest, because, just being real, praise dance is something that's a part of the traditional church. Right. You ain't seen any praise dances at Family Fest.
Yeah.
But you better believe it's coming.
You ain't seen any mimes. And I'm not saying that in a disrespectful manner, but just saying, at one point, we can look at what happened in the negative light, but then also look at what we did accomplish. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Where we've come, because like you said, it's something that's not seen as accepted that much, but yet we still had two different artists that represented at Family Fest.
Right. And then it's going to be sucked up, like you said, it's going to become universal, where it'll be soon to become accepted.
Yeah, definitely.
As we hear about the shooting on the end of that song, we're back, Urban City. Like, I was sitting there like, as soon as I heard the end of the song, like, this is how we coming back in?
That's That's how we're coming back in.
Yeah.
Yo,
Sierra said something I want to bring up. She said, yeah, Family Fest has been going on for 24 years now. It's going to change over time. Honestly, I believe it's influenced by us millennials and younger generation.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's a dope, Sierra, that she said that.
Yeah, because I mean, one thing, I mean, that's true because you think about, you know, who are they gonna, I guess, be drawn to once the generation that's here now is gone. It's going to be us, and so they have to learn our language, the things that we aspire to, the things that we appreciate. So I mean, that's the other side of it too. You know, us that are out here now that are not getting, I guess, the open doors, that are not getting the easy access. We really have to fight and grind for it. We have to be patient and appreciate the stuff that we fight and grind for, and believe that every effort, every opportunity I'm given and all the effort that I put into it is not just for me to experience goodness, but for my children as well.
Exactly.
Right.
And one thing that, like you were saying during the break, AC, was like we have to take the positive side of it. Take the glass half full, as they would say. Take the positive energy of it, because, like you said, it was a step into the direction of this language, this Christian hip hop becoming universal. Jay, you were saying that the Christian female cipher was the first female rappers to perform on the stage.
Absolutely.
That's big. That's record.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then you had D1. I think he was the first Christian rapper to come down. Is that right?
The first national recording artist.
Yeah, because they had,
for
Canton Jones kind of goes, he's like,
it depends on where
he's
you
Canton
at.
Jones. Yeah.
If he get an award, it'd probably be for rhythm and praise. But when they want him to perform, they're gonna put him with the rappers. You know,
Right.
He got that middle.
Middle ground. He's just, but it's just that this record. This is history. That was history this past Sunday.
I do want to bring up a question, Vito, for you, man, because I know.
Vision.
Yeah, that's something I wanted to say earlier.
Vision.
Yeah, so are you Vito or Vision now, dog?
I'm vision prone. I saw y'all tag Vito GodSon.
Oh, okay.
Join on that.
Okay.
I've been in the background in the cut for a minute, you know what I mean?
But
yeah,
to
I'm
change his
vision
name
prone,
and
man.
all. You been wrestling.
Formerly known as Vito GodSon.
Word. Okay, cool.
So Vision,
Yeah, what's up, bro?
man, I know you have been in a lot of churches where after you and Dior have gone up and did your thing, y'all they kind of came at y'all sideways, like, what is this?
I mean, yeah. I mean, not necessarily like vocally, but yeah, like with the looks and, with the attitudes, you know what I mean?
So why do you think that there is such a disconnect there? I mean, I understand what we were talking about, but why do you think there's such a disconnect even with y'all music?
I feel like, I guess with different situations, it's for different reasons, but I just feel like, when you really trying to do what you're supposed to do, it's always going to be resistance, and, people out there that's just going to hate it, because they don't probably walk in their true identity or know who they are or what they're supposed to be doing, so they hating on you because you're doing what you're supposed to do, It's a lot of different reasons, but a lot of times, that's kind of what it is.
So do you think for a while, a lot of people who have been saying they do gospel or they're doing kingdom influenced music have been kind of putting on a facade also?
Some people, yeah. Of course. That's even with, that's pretty much with anything. You got people that's rocking authentically and people that's rocking, on whatever. So, that's how I feel, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's always going to be a fake and it's always going to be a real.
And I think just that's. Oh, my bad. You about to say something?
No. I was just gonna say, yeah, you're right. It's always gonna be a fake. It's always gonna be a real. And one thing that I do is just, if I know that if everybody's rocking with me, if I got 1 million views, if I got,
wrong.
you know what I'm saying, something's wrong, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm expecting it not to hit up everybody, not to have 2 million views. Now I know God is able to do a lot of things, but I know I'm able to look at it, engage it, and make sure we ain't false out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather be real and have 2 views, you know what I'm saying, and than have 1 million views and be fake. Like, I saw the video with D1, and I saw what the title was, and I saw his face and his expression, but I'm at work, and I couldn't really listen to what he was saying. But I knew from the caption and from the comments, it's the same old story. It wasn't nothing new. It wasn't nothing new. And I just want to, if anything, if D1 ever sees this, I want him to know, bruh, expect that. Like, don't be offended. You know what I'm saying? Roll with the punches. You know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna come. And to the minister that had, wanted to say something, take my brother to the side if you feel something. You know what I'm saying? And make sure you have 2 or 3 with you. You know what I'm saying? Because if he rejects the rebuke, then we all know that it happened on the side, so nobody won't say, oh, well, you trying to be famous or you trying to get famous. You know, and it's a way to do things. You know what I'm saying? It's not what you do, it's how you do it.
Right.
You said something I want to bring up. You said, you know, for D1 and other Christian rappers at that, you know, expect to be rejected in some way.
The word says it.
So what about when, you know, Christian rappers are like, well, I'm going to the other side because it seemed like they respect me a little more. Matter of fact, I just saw Malice put out a post and said, yo, I can't really get down with positive rap. I think you faking.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he put that up on Christian Hip Hop Today. He was like, I think you faking if you say you doing positive rap. What side you stand on?
Yeah. I'm surprised you said that. I'm shocked because I was thinking about that the other day. I'm like, yo, a lot of people switched up, man. And I'm not calling nobody's name.
Yeah, absolutely. No.
Nothing like that. I'm just saying, people. I mean, it's a human thing. People switch up, and you know.
And I'm not. I don't want to cut you off, but we gotta drill a nail in that because we brought it up for a reason. Yeah, a lot of people have it's amazing how much switching is taking place in like 5 years. Like I'm like people that disciple me ain't you know what I'm saying,
that I've ministered with, that I've seen minister.
And that's crazy because, you know, it was one thing when it was like names that were across seas, in different cities, different states.
People you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you know
when it hit home.
And it's hitting home, and it's like, you know what I mean? Because, okay, that's the thing. So it's like, these are real situations. This happen to real everyday people. You hit brick walls in ministry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We call what we do ministry. So we hit brick walls in ministry, in serving. Because a lot of us, when we do this, we look at it as service, not just art or music or entertainment or business. But ministry, so service. So you hit brick walls in service, and you stop serving, and you start looking at it from a business mindset. So that's the question that we definitely have to ask for anybody that's doing this. Like, how do you separate that? How do you get to that point where you learn how to separate what you're thinking of as a business mindset and continue to keep serving as forefront without losing business?
Right.
I mean, it's hard. Because we all know it's hard, but at the same time, it's being able to separate, knowing exactly what you stand for and what you're going to stand for, besides of what your business side. Look at Bizzle, God over money. He tells you all the time, it's not going to be, you're not going to put a price on what my music is. I'm going to do my music the way I'm going to do my music. And even with us, like with the films that we do and the music that we do, we're going to do our music the way that we do our music. No one can buy that from us. No one can take that from us, and we're not going to sell it the way that we're going to sell it. So from a ministerial perspective, we're going to be able to do what we do. Now, on the business side point, we have to understand, like, okay, things are going to happen. There are going to be things that we're going to have to turn down. So once we turn down these things, of course, we have to go pray about it and look forward to look to the man and say, is this what you want me to do, or is it not?
I don't know, because I mean, as a Christian rapper, I look at stuff like, okay, no, Malice was in hip hop. Jen was in hip hop.
Is it no Malice? No.
Well, no. When he was Malice, he was in hip hop.
Yeah.
Jen was in hip hop. You know, Bizzle was pursuing hip hop, and it seems like they got to a point when they ran away from it. And now they are self-proclaimed. Yo, we are Christian rap. We do this. We're kingdom rappers. Like we do this over here. So it's kind of like, if people are running from hip hop, the ones that obviously got some kind of buzz and getting some kind of fame out of it, if they're running from it, why do we feel like we should turn around and run to it?
Because I mean, then it goes to what are you really doing? What you really doing it for? You know, that's where it comes. Like you money. You need this money. You know what I'm saying? You need this money.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just, you know, it's just about making that money at some standpoints. Not everybody is that way. Sometimes it just falls in your favor, where you're able to get the money and still do what you do.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword, because, you know, even as ministers, you want to make sure you want your ministry to become your full-time job. You know, that's what your goal should be. You should have enough faith to be able to walk off your job and do full-time ministry. And on the other side of that, you know, you got people saying, well, you know what, I want to make it. You know, I want to make it big. And then when you get to the climax of that, when you actually make the money that you're talking about, then you start thinking about what's important now. My kids, my wife, my husband, my family. I got the money now. I'm rich. I'm famous. I'm successful. Now you start reaching back. It's a double-edged sword, you know, because as soon as you get to where you want to be with your business, you know, Diddy's rich, right? And he's he's a billionaire now.
He is a billionaire.
Confirmed now. He got kids.
We'll be right back. Keep going. Keep going.
He got kids. You know what I'm saying? And he's got a family, and those things become important. You know what I'm saying? And that's, like I said, it's a double-edged sword in ministry and in hip hop on both sides. You know, you want to get to the money, and when you get to the money, then what? You know what I'm saying? That's important to consider in all of that.
A couple of things that was on Facebook. D was talking about. D Austin was saying like Lecrae has a single on the top 20 with Ty Dolla $ign. And Blessings is a very dope track.
Record.
That joint is sick. It's a great.
The only problem I had with Blessings was I was riding in the car, I was listening to it, and my wife was like, "Who is that?" And I was like, "That's Lecrae." I was like, "Why? You thought I was a secular artist?" She was like, "Yeah." I was like, that's the only issue I have. I mean, like you said, it's a dope record. I know it's Lecrae, so when I know it's Lecrae, I know what I'm listening for, and then I hear it.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? Just when you just hit play, you don't notice the difference, and then it doesn't come off in I guess a way that makes you feel like it's different. But is that successful? And I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying that's a genuine question.
Yeah.
Is that successful?
What's funny is at work, I was at work and we were talking. We were getting to get on our new teams, and a supervisor was like, "What is one of your favorite songs right now?" And a couple people was going around. Was like, the song called "Blessings" by Lecrae. It's like they just like it's like their favorite song. It's a lot of people that's in the world that's just that song is just does it for them. And it's like, to me, I was like, okay, I've been heard that. Y'all on that. Y'all need to get on this bizzle. That's what y'all need to listen to. You know what I'm saying? But everybody doesn't have the same perspective on it.
You know what's funny is every time this conversation come up about kingdom music, secular hip hop, or whatever you want to call it, Lecrae name has to come up. And and none of us on this show, I don't think any of us want to bash Lecrae or talk bad about Lecrae.
Oh yeah, absolutely not. I mean, I think he's an agent. I think he transcends the game or the industry for us. Because without the things that he's doing right now, nobody would even be having conversations about hip hop.
Yeah,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because what he's doing right now is opening the doors. Because he came in 2005 storming Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. If you go back through, you know what I'm saying? And then eventually he said, "Yo, let me calm down. Let me just be more of an artist. Let me create. Let me connect. Let me try to build." If you watch his career, and like I said, I didn't care for him when I first heard him, but as I kept watching his career and the things that he was doing, I'm like, this dude is actually being yeast, and he's actually doing something that's kingdom. I don't know if he knows that he's doing it, but he's infiltrating and he's occupying. And he should do that. I just hope his mindset is right. Because what you got is your brothers crying out and saying, "Hey, man, shout us out, bro."
One thing, especially about that, one thing that a lot of people do miss is that they're the first to do it. Reach Records is the first to do it. So a lot of mistakes that they made is
first on that level, because T-Bone actually did that.
But T-Bone, T-Bone was
T-Bone did that in the 90s. I mean, it wasn't as dope.
It's dope. But T-Bone was pretty dope, man. He could transition from both sides, but. Just cats just like, he was just saying like, yo, how Cray is doing it now is that he's the first to do what he's doing. So a lot of things that come on him, people are like blaming him, and a lot of people just bash him for it. But he's doing what he knows to do. And then like even with this album that he has coming out, he was like, this album here for those that love the Rebel album. So to me, what he sounds like he's going back to. So going back to where you want. No.
Yeah. I think the only thing I worry about with Lecrae, and I'm gonna say this real fast, is don't lose your intentions. If your intentions is to show Jesus and show Christ, just don't lose that.
And we're back. Keep going, Jay.
Oh yeah, because I mean, when you see cats like what's the white dude name? NF. NF came in the game like, yo, I'm a rapper. He came in, I'm a rapper, I'm trying to eat other rappers, I'm trying to kill these beats. I'm a Christian too, but I'm a rapper. And that's how he came in.
Right.
So it was like, for him, we don't look at him and say, oh man, that dude's trying to be hip hop. No, he told you from the get-go, this is what I'm trying to be.
Yeah. And see, that then I'm glad you brought that up, because that's a whole different thing than when you think about where Lecrae's stance was, and then once he got to a certain point, he had a change of heart, a change of message, a change of point of view or whatever. And it had a drastic effect on people because everybody's used to seeing you here. And
Yeah.
you're like, well, I'm deciding I want to be here, and I don't want anybody to be offended by me changing it. Like that's a hard stance to take. Whether one thing that a lot of people we struggle with is we don't know how to deal when people put us in places of leadership. We don't know how to deal with that, because I didn't ask for that, but you look at me like this, and now my decisions, But the fact of the matter is, once you're there, your decisions, every step that you make affects somebody.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And whether you want to accept it or not doesn't change the fact that it's affecting them.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? You can play the innocent card and act like, I'm not responsible, but in a way, when the light is on you, you are.
Right.
And you have to have that mindset, like, somebody's life is going to be affected by the decisions that I make, and you can't run from that. Once you've expired to a certain light, you have to understand that. One of the things that hit me the hardest, I was having a conversation with a brother. I think I said this before, but I said it again. Having a conversation with a brother that I led to Christ, and I began to kind of show him my weak points, blah, blah, and whatever. And he literally stopped me and was like, "Man, I can't see you like that. It's like seeing you like that is hurting me." Yeah. And that's when I realized, like, there's just certain aspects where you have to realize, like, once I get to a certain point in dealing with certain people, I can't just be whatever I want to be all the time. You know what I'm saying? I can be real in certain aspects, but once I get to a certain place, I have to be mindful of what I do, how I do it, because somebody's going to be affected. That's just that higher standard that the Bible's talking about.
Now, I think the flip side of that is, even though Lecrae, I don't know what his intentions are. Even though it might look like he changed, he opened the door for a lot of people. Like, for one, we're looking at people like Social Club now. Nobody was on Social Club until Lecrae started doing what he did. Then NF got where he was because Lecrae opened the door for NF to come in. Because obviously a Christian rapper this hot, it got to be some other ones.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
And then NF came in, then Social Club got in the door, and then, Andy getting in. Yeah, so doors are open.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like you said, there's a cause and effect. Somebody is going to feel some kind of way. And it might not even be about the fact that, he ain't putting me on. It might be just I viewed you a certain way, and now I'm seeing something
different.
Yeah.
And I don't know how to deal with that. Yeah. But just dealing with that whole aspect, man, as artists, that's some of the things that we deal with or go through, and those are some of the mindsets. How do you, I guess, in that mindset, in that light, as artists, especially like dealing with you with the name change and everything like that, like what helps you to kind of single out, okay, this is who Vision is going to be, based off of, I guess, what I see people aspiring towards, and also what I know God has called me to be.
Well, I'll just tell y'all 100. My name or whatever before Vito GodSon.
The hood name, it's all right.
Yeah, it had street ties to it. So once I got out of a certain place, I had to let that name go, and that's a new name that y'all told me. He inspired me to use that name, so I let the other one go. But when I was rapping in the world, it's kind of funny. My name, I did actually go by Vision. So, a lot of people already knew me by Vision. But I'm just saying, that Vito GodSon name, it had street ties, so I let it go.
Yeah. So you had to turn away from something. You had to let that die so they could see something different.
Yeah, basically, yeah. One of my OGs that passed away, he gave me the name Vito or whatever, because they shortened the Vision and started calling me V, and he didn't know what the V stand for, so he put Vito on it. So,
got you.
And I tried to add GodSon on it, trying to make it like a little mafia type thing. But it was still standing for actually being Yah's son. But I was still trying to make it like a play, sort of.
Got you.
So I had to let that go, man, because I'm on I got a lot of revelation, and, I can't stay there with that.
Word. Speaking of you guys' name, ThinKing, the EP, let's get into that. This EP, the first official EP from ThinKing.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Man, we it's been a long time coming.
Yeah, you're right.
So, we've been building on doing all these mixtapes, and making sure that the music is hot, but we wanted to make sure we did something official. It's a message behind it. Of course, the first track is I'm on assignment.
I'm on assignment.
And it goes back to what we was just talking about, checking what we really doing this for. We know that we're on assignment to impact somebody's life. So that's why we keep on doing what we do. And I'm glad he broke out the wristbands. I'm on assignment wristbands that are on there.
You know what I mean? I
It's
bought
the-
these for y'all. So, yeah,
Give me the
you know
blue
what I'm
one,
saying?
Yeah, the first
Let's do this
single
off.
on the
We'll
EP.
do this off air.
Yeah, we
Oh,
taking
my bad,
wristbands
yeah.
on air. Like, don't mind us as we do this.
Yeah, so,
While it's on my mind.
check with us for the I'm on assignment wristbands. But yeah, the first track is I'm on assignment, so we just had to regroup and regain our perspective, and that's how we wanted to come out and let people know we're on assignment to impact people's life. Especially your thought life. Going back to what we was just talking about, just artists, making sure that it's ministry first and
Yeah.
industry second. Because I know people, like you said, AC, people are watching me, so I know I got flaws and I got things that's going on with me. Same way with my son. I'm not going to expose everything that's going on with daddy to my son because I
Right.
want to impact him in a way that's positive.
Right.
And like you said, maintaining or keeping up with, staying motivated, remembering to serve,
Yeah.
and those are the things that we trying to do with this project, and just stay motivated and remembering to serve first, and stay on your assignment.
Yo, I saw y'all had tracks from Theory Hazard.
Yeah.
Bruh, when I saw y'all had tracks from Theory Hazard, y'all don't understand how hype I got. Like, I've been following Theory Hazard since he was part of the Tunnel Rats and Humble Beast. Like, I've been following Theory Hazard. That was for the first Christian rapper I heard when I
Wow.
first got saved.
Yeah.
And Theory's that dude for me.
Yeah, but I heard Theory beats before I heard him rap, so
Yeah,
Word.
me too.
yeah.
too.
So and then when we heard him rap, he was like, "Oh, dude, his money is nice."
Yeah.
He got some skills, man. He got some nice beats. We was,
Shout out to Theory. Shout out to
Absolutely.
Theory.
Because
Big
I
shout out
thought
to Theory.
people wouldn't really know who he was like that. I know he got a large following, but I was just like, hey, we gotta get Theory Hazard on there. He looked out for us and shot us something for a good deal. So, check
Yeah.
him out for your instrumentals if you're trying to get something fresh.
Yeah, definitely.
I know I was listening to the project on the way here, man, and like you said, on assignment, I definitely like the last track, man. Kingdom of Light.
Yeah.
That's. But I noticed, man, they got a real laid back feel.
Yeah.
Yeah. What like?
Shout out
what,
to Blacklisted, my bad.
Shout out
you
to
good? You good? Shout outs out. Make sure you get your promos.
Shout out to Theory.
But I wanted to ask, like, what was like I know you said the whole purpose of the project was like, letting people know it's still served, but like, tell us the process, like, because like you said, it was long overdue. So what was the process like?
Yeah, I mean, just getting like with Kingdom of Light, that was Theo just sent the beat over. We created the song with a skeleton, so we did the track and was like, man, Theo, we need a little bit more oomph on this beat, man. And we sent it back to him, and he just sent back, oh man,
Yeah.
it was amazing. So like, it was a building of a relationship, and we didn't have all the full beat, So the way that we created this album was, we just like, I think maybe 2 tracks we had the full beat on, but then we had to rebuild it too.
Yeah.
So when you have a relationship with your producer,
It changes things.
it changes
but
the
that's
outcome of the music, because it's not like you just snatch it. It is what it is. You record over it. That's
Right.
what it is. We built with these producers,
But that's the actual way that you're supposed to record. Like a lot of people,
Yeah.
that's producing. What you're talking about is actual producing.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
exactly.
When you get a concept, then you write the song, record the song, then you send that back to the producer, and he makes this.
And he built-
Yeah, and he
makes
built.
the
That's
record.
that's actually how it goes. A lot of people don't know that, but that's actually how it goes.
Right.
Yeah.
So just to let y'all know, I mean, 'cause the second track on it, we went Glory to Glory was a Theory Hazard joint.
Word.
And we made sure we got that, because it was what it was, real essence, real hip hop, right? That beat sound. And then the third track was, Make Room, we did with Design.
Yeah, Design kind of snuck that one in on me. I was like, yo,
Yeah.
you done came down and recorded and everything.
Yeah, and we
He'll do
built
that
that. Theo gave us the skeleton for that, and then we recorded and we gave it back to him. He gave us back this Make Room track.
Right.
Yeah.
So we know that our gift will make room for us. We don't have to look for somebody to put us on or anything like that. God is gonna create space for us.
Right.
And we were confident in that. And the third track was Reality Real. Just going back to what we was talking about. Are you doing this for the money? Is it ministry first and then industry? Or, what are you really doing this music
Yeah.
for? And this album is for the people, but it's really for the artists too. We want you to be encouraged in what you do, but also check yourself. Remember what you on, your assignment.
Right.
And the Kingdom of Light, man, that just brings it all together. That's what we are. We are the Kingdom of Light. Them over there, the people over there, what they doing, the Kingdom of Darkness. At the end of the day, they're gonna make sacrifices, but we know the sacrifices that we make are for Yah and Yeshua. So, you know, just keeping that in mind and just reminding everybody to stay encouraged to keep doing what they're doing.
All right, we'll be back. Urban City Radio. What up?
No, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead and talk. Yeah.
My fault. I was just gonna say I'm cool with a lot of people in the Kingdom of Darkness and everything. You know what I mean? But I just wanted to address this real quick. Like y'all be doing a lot of music and stuff like that, but because I'm with the Kingdom of Light, I gotta move in a certain order. So I really can't support what y'all doing, and it's no hate. You know what I'm saying? Like
no diss or nothing like that either. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's at some point we gotta make a distinction.
You gotta put a standard.
Right. We gotta make a distinction, and like we can get up, we could build, we can chill, we can hang out. You know what I'm saying? But it's certain manifestations that we can't do together. You know what I mean? In certain fellowship we can't have.
That was something we talked about on one of our early episodes when Kanye worked with Kurt Franklin, and we was like, "Yo, man, you know, it's a different." He said, I'm trying to help this brother out." It's like, bro, bring him to the studio, build with him.
Yeah.
That don't mean you gotta do music with him.
Yeah.
Because now y'all throwing out two different messages.
Right.
And then also at the same time, not only y'all giving two different messages, but you swapping influence.
Exactly.
Definitely.
You swapping influence. So it's like, okay, you know, you saying I'm trying to build with this brother, but before you even try to build with him and make sure he's going on the right path, you're already giving him your influence.
Yeah.
You're already telling people to give him the ear.
Well,
and you know, hold on.
Oh no, go ahead.
And so it's like you already giving him a voice to people that were, you know, used to your voice, and they're saying, okay, because I trust you, and you're telling me he's okay, so I'm gonna trust him and hear what he got to say. And then now you see how that works. You see what I'm saying? And so it's like you said, it's good. Okay, we can have a certain level of fellowship, but it just know that I'm not finna give you my influence when I don't feel like what you have should be influencing the people I have. You see what I'm
I'm not
saying?
gonna support it neither.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Once you do the Instagram picture, once you do the track, you already got the glory for that already. There's your glory. You know what I'm saying? Let's do some things without the people knowing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Let's do a little bit more than pray for the people. How about let's go through, let's hit them up on the phone. Nobody know about the conversation that you and the guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not, shout out to the artists that are reaching out to the people in the industry trying to really evangelize and not making it about, I'm going to do a record with Fetty Wap right now. Like, I'm not about to sit here and act like I'm about to evangelize Fetty Wap. I'm not about to do that.
Yeah.
But if I am, nobody's going to know about it.
Absolutely.
And God is going to get the glory from that because I talked to him and I built with him off Instagram, off Twitter, right? And nobody knew about that, and God got the glory from that because I just got used.
Yeah.
But I think that's the influence of social media now.
Yeah.
It's kind of like I gotta tell the world everything I'm doing. It's real.
Right.
Nah, cuz it's real, dog. Like, it's real. You ain't gotta tell everybody.
But it also works the other way because, you have to understand, like, we're not ignorant, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We act ignorant sometimes, but we're not ignorant. So some people, they know, okay, if I put my name on this person, I'm giving them my influence. So I'm prayerfully, when I do that, they
gonna give me some of
They
your
gonna give me
Absolutely.
Because, I mean, you got to think about the
That's
gospel.
what I was gonna say.
The gospel market is not as big as the industry. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Christian
not.
rap is a subgenre.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
It's a subgenre.
Right.
So you think about, when people do music with other artists, okay, yes, I'm giving you my influence, but I'm also hoping that you're giving me your influence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it turns out that you start realizing, and we're back, Urban City. Look, we're not gonna go back. We're just gonna keep going. You need to be on the.
Y'all need to be on that live feed
on
for
the live
real.
feed. But when you think about it from that aspect, a lot of times it tends to work out against us because we don't usually get the influence from that side because people don't. Anybody who's good where they are don't want to come where we're at.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So we
not if
sitting
you
there.
lower than them, nah.
And it ain't even about being lower. It's just like, okay, we
No,
understand.
I'm
we're-
talking about the industry in gospel music. Let's be honest. Like, who wants to come down the charts if they already making the millions and billions of dollars, right? Who wants to try to come down?
Yeah, but there's a wall though. Remember, there's even cats in the industry right now. Cats like Mayno. So many artists that are dope. People like all the big artists follow them. Right? You know what I'm saying? But they're just not willing to make those sacrifices and willing to go to those parties, willing to
Do the things that they
do the things that they do to get to the places where they want to go.
Exactly.
You're going to always end up getting to a place and coming back. And like, you know what? My family's more important. My daughter's more important. My son is more important. I'm going to just sit back and just be who I am right now and just keep making music and just do my thing because I'm not really to make the sacrifices that this big artist or this large artist made.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a sacrificial industry, and they get that from God.
Yeah.
Okay, they get that from God, and they get it. You got to sacrifice. You got to give something up. If you don't want to give it up, blood sacrifice. Well, then you're gonna do something else. And most artists ain't with it. They just not with it, willing to sacrifice their integrity to do that. And I'm just hoping that the kingdom music industry doesn't get to that point where we giving it up. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always a scandal associated with the largest artists. There's always a story behind somebody. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just hope we don't get there, get to that point if we're not already there.
Because I think our identity of what success is has been so messed up because we measure success based off what we've seen.
Yeah.
And we don't measure success based off of what we're called to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you a lot of times we let the world manipulate our calling. So we say God called us to do this, but then we judge the rest of our calling based off what we see everybody else doing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, God called me to do Christian rap, so I'm gonna be like Lecrae. That ain't what God said.
Yeah.
No. I'm not gonna be like Lecrae. I'm gonna be like Jay-Z. I'm gonna be the Christian Jay-Z. That means that's how we. That's how influence is.
Yeah.
Dog.
But see, but even with that though, you got to understand what your boundaries. You know what I'm saying? One thing I was Thizzle said this. Like a lot of artists want to be where Lecrae is, but don't want to be local, be local celebrities. You have to start in your own place to build a name for yourself.
Yeah.
If you're not influencing somebody that's in your neighborhood, then how you gonna influence somebody that's 3,000 miles away?
Yeah, man. And just shout out. Let me just clear this up too. Like I said, I watched Lecrae.
Yeah.
He was in the NBA locker rooms praying for brothers. Okay, it just got out there. You know what I'm saying, that he was doing that, and I just want to salute him on that, because that's when I started respecting who he was and what he was doing. Because I'm like, you praying and you in the locker rooms, you praying with the bros, like that's different. You know what I'm saying? Like that's something different. So just shout out to the real servants out there that really have a heart for God and a heart for ministry first, because that's hard for people to do. People just want to be heard and they don't really want to serve. You know what I'm saying? And that's really the reality of what we're dealing with nowadays too.
A lot of times serving get you in a lot of places that you can't be hurt.
That is true, boy. I almost spoke something.
But not, and even with that aspect, you got to also say, it's good to do the shout outs, but make sure you support. If you believe in what somebody's doing, you believe in their ministry, you believe in their assignment, you believe in their heart, you believe in, you know what I'm saying? Don't just support with your lips. Don't just support with your likes and your shares on Facebook. Support with your finances. Fund the ministry. Fund what it is they're doing, because they need your support, because that's the reason why they're out here trying to find other funds of support, because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? It takes money to do music. It takes money to do servicing. You know what I'm saying? Servicing. So it's like, a lot of times what we do is we expect people to be able to do what they do without our financial support. Right. And then expect them to continue to thrive, because we're not financially supporting them, but we're financially supporting everything else that's hurting us and hurting our future, hurting our kids, hurting our generation. But the thing that's blessing us and that's encouraging us and directing us back to the standards of God, we don't want to financially support that. And then we wonder why the people who have been out here so long, going so hard, are struggling to do what they do. It's because everything that they do takes money just like everybody else. But you don't have a problem paying the fines and all these other things that other places give you. But the moment I slap a fee on what it is I'm doing for the Lord, all of a sudden now it's blasphemy. We'll be back, Urban City. But you know what I'm saying? So we got to understand that, like, the same way that you're willing to pay for that, you got to be willing to support what I'm doing as well. Because what I'm doing is feeding back into you. It's circulating. But you're willing to send your money out and never see it again.
But that's what the kingdom's supposed to be. It's all supposed to circulate that.
Yep.
Yeah, and we overcome that because God gave us more than one idea. So we're going to start, not just seeing ourselves as only rappers, you know what I'm saying? You got other things that you could be doing out here to get your bread up, to make that possible. Now, it's still a struggle to get to there, but we're going to overcome that, you know what I'm saying? Like, we want y'all support and everything, but God going to support what he put in place, you know what I'm saying? Regardless at the end of the day, whether we go through obstacles or not, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think a kingdom principle we got to get to is the fact we're supposed to take care of each other.
Oh yeah.
The book of Acts, when they were willing to sell their stuff to make sure everybody was taken care of. Because how can you talk about the kingdom if you got bills you can't pay?
But even in the book of Acts, people sold everything they had and never went a day without eating.
Absolutely. Because they were being taken care of. Everybody was taking care of each other.
I think one of the things I love, one of my favorite scriptures, is when it talks about giving, it shall be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, run up over, shall men give unto your bosom.
Say that.
You know what I'm saying? And what they're saying is it's an exchange. When I give, then somebody else gives to me. It's an exchange. And we got to understand, like, yo, we got to support each other. Like, you know what I'm saying? And don't wait. I hate this. I support who support me. Nah, support, sow the seed, because it's going to come from other ground. I've supported a lot of artists that ain't support me. As long as they supporting Kingdom. It don't matter if they support AC.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because AC is null and void. Are you supporting Christ? Are you supporting Jesus?
Yeah.
Then I support you. And I worry about, you know what I'm saying? And then I know the biblical principle works out in my favor because I'm sowing in good ground. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about it coming directly from you because you're not my source.
Not just that, God gives the increase.
That's it.
So if everything is growing around that you're sowing into, even if it ain't coming out of the same thing you sowed into, God is giving the increase from somebody else's garden.
We back.
We back.
Oh, we back.
If you're not on Facebook Live, you just missed all them nuggets that these boys just dropped. Real talk.
Exactly.
Support each other. We got to begin to do that. So tell them how we can support the ThinKing project.
Yeah, well, first of all, I just want to say, just building on what you were just talking about, like right now, the project is available on CD Baby exclusively. It's going to be on all other digital outlets, but there's some label and distribution stuff going on. Of course, they got to approve the project to get out everywhere else. But, you know, and a part of that was the fact that we always put ThinKing first as the artist. And we feature ourselves, right? So it's ThinKing featuring Darius Dior Vision Prone, because it's not about us. You know, we want people to understand that this is about ministry first. And ThinKing is not just me and V. You know what I'm saying? It's whoever feels like they want to be a part of what the kingdom is doing, what God is doing through us and through this music and through this label. And so I had to, clear that up too. So visit IamThinkingKingdom.com whenever you can. Of course, cdbaby.com I'm gonna have the link there so you can actually support the project. It's $4.99. It's 5 tracks, and we support the glory that's coming out of Urban City Radio, and everybody that comes through here too as well. Yeah, so definitely IamThinkingKingdom.com is where you can support it, and you be on the lookout for it to be on other digital outlets as well. Coming up in the next couple of weeks.
And if they want to book y'all, they can go to
ThinkingKingdom.com, right? Go to the About section and send us an email. ThinkingKingdom@gmail.com to book us. And as a matter of fact, we'll be in Tampa, Florida on the 2nd.
Word.
And anytime, we can make it happen, just get with us, ThinkingKingdom@gmail.com. ThinkingKingdom@gmail.com. The website again is IamThinkingKingdom.com.
Word, man. Look, man, we definitely appreciate y'all coming on the show and hitting this topic with us. We did not dig into it as much as we could have, I know for sure.
Nah, it's always glorious to build with my brothers, man. Just, being with y'all is dope.
It's love every time we link up, man.
Yeah.
That's how it's supposed to be, man. That's the biggest thing, bro. We come together. Even whenever we go out, when we all at an event, we sit out in the parking lot for like another hour after the event.
Parking lot finish.
Yeah.
So we sit there and talk for another hour.
Every time. Yeah.
Yo, once again, want to shout out because she's still on here, Sierra Blessing House, and the other ladies of the female Christian hip hop cipher. Man, y'all did your thing at Family Fest, man. Appreciate y'all. Another milestone in your belt, another notch in your belt, however that saying goes. So definitely appreciate what y'all doing.
I think they're in Maryland this weekend.
They're in Maryland?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Shout out to that. You're traveling. You're doing great things, man.
And shout out to Glory Communications for putting Family Fest on. Like, Glory Communications have built so many bridges and opened up so many doors for Columbia to do what they do. Shout out to y'all. We were talking about Family Fest, but we weren't talking about y'all. We were talking about the foolishness people want to do while they out there.
Yeah.
We appreciate Glory Communications, 95.9 Millennial Station and 95.3 Gospel. Shout out Glory.
Oh yeah, and real quick, if anybody wants to see any of the live footage of the good events and the shows and everything that was on while I was there, you go back to our Urban City Radio page. Also, Freethinkers Radio was responsible for the live feed. You can go back there and see the actual Family Fest for yourself, see D1's performance, see the female Christian hip hop cypher's performance, and all of the other artists that actually were able to perform before the storm broke out. This has been Urban City Radio. I'm the host that came in late, AC the Future.
It's your boy Ice, man. We appreciate you.
And this is your boy Jay Will. As always, we bring you the sounds of boots on the ground. Boot up.
Boot up.
Kingdom Shalom.
Something you been saying.
Rap don't need me.
Reach don't need me. Christ don't need me. I'm living because I'm lame. Yo! Yo, Facebook Live, YouTube Live.
That's all about to ask. We still live on Facebook?
Yeah, we are. We are.
Oh,
We
no,
about
about
to-
it. It's probably about over in like 30 seconds. And my bad, Sierra. They'll be there in Maryland on the 23rd.
The 23rd.
That's two. It was a 2 and a 3 in there. I just didn't.
Got it mixed up. It's like,
Yeah, it's
yo, shout out.
That's
We
Baltimore.
love y'all. We out. Peace.
Grace and grace.
I'm not sure if I want to leave.
Bro said it was a 2 or 3 there.
So a 2 and a 3 in there.